Good morning, everybody. Hey, welcome to Tuesday, the 9th of February. Hope your week's off to a great start. Hey, sorry I missed you yesterday. I threw my back out. I had to hit the chiropractor yesterday morning to get things realigned. So feeling better today, though, and glad to be back with you. And I hope that your week is off to a great start as we get ready to talk to Dave up next. But before we do, hey, let's remember that risk is the only thing that you can control within your portfolio. So give us a call at 863-382-0037.
5.7 Highlands Light FM. Michael Bublé there. Good morning. Hello. I'm glad you're with us this morning. It's 8:39, 21 before 9. We do something this time of the day, about this time of the day, every day. And let's check in to find out what's happening to your retirement funds. Interesting day on Wall Street yesterday. Whole pile of new records. Can't tell anything's going wrong anywhere, can you? Let's see if we can't go downtown and explain it. Onward to Statler Financial Services, where Phillip Statler is standing by. Phillip, good morning. It's good to hear you today.
Hey, good morning, Dave. It's glad to be back, and the back's feeling much better today. So that's a good thing. But there's nothing worse than your back hurting.
I was going to say I didn't tell anybody where you were yesterday, but it was getting your back crunched up, right?
That's right. It was one of those days, hadn't been in a while, and it was time. So, but yesterday it was a great day on Wall Street. I mean, again, we continue to see these record-breaking highs, and the question becomes, how long can this really last, Dave?
And that really becomes the question. Yeah, yesterday I'd mentioned that we'd crossed two intraday highs with the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ on Friday, and yesterday the Dow joined suit, and now we've got three in a row record closes, all three of the major indexes. Can you believe that we're actually looking at realistically expecting the NASDAQ to cross 14,000 before the end of this week? Is that amazing or what?
Hey, it's definitely a possibility, as close as we are. I mean, we're butting our heads right up against it right now. Of course, today, it's not looking like it's going to be likely today, but hey, we got more days to go this week.
Absolutely. It's only Tuesday, so I'm figuring the odds are in favor of it. Normally, when you have three record closes like this, a whole bunch of smart money says, I think I'm going to take some profits while I got a chance, and that's kind of what we're looking at this morning, I'd wager.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think, hey, last week was a big run up. It continued yesterday. I just got to think that at some point, the technical guys are going to say, okay, this thing's going to max out here. Let's take some money off the table and find something that's a better value.
Yeah, and even if they aren't expecting a max out, they're at the very least looking at the notion of some short-term profits. And there really isn't any bad news that's out there from a macro front because it's real quiet for the first 2 days of the week as far as macro news is concerned. The virus distribution the vaccine distribution is going, okay, within the context of the supplies. We're up to about 11.5% of Florida having been vaccinated at least first dose in so far. That's at the very least hopeful news. If you're not one of the ones that have gotten it, you're probably not happy. But in terms of progress, we're making it. Everything's pretty much on track with what we've been doing, and there hasn't been a lot exciting going on in terms of economic events. So probably we're going to be driving the market based upon earnings so far, since we're kind of in the middle of earnings season.
Well, I think it will be earnings, but I didn't talk about this beforehand, but I want to throw this out there because stimulus is one of the things that's going to drive people spending money. And so it looks like the House is pretty close to finalizing the stimulus bill to give every house, every person $1,400 as long as their income's less than $75,000. So that looks like that's coming out. The question is when. But I want to switch gears just a little bit and tell you about another one that I read about today that really maybe concerns me a little bit. The Democrats have unveiled a one-year plan to send $3,600 per child to every household.
That one I hadn't heard. The $1,400 stimulus I kind of taken off of my radar screen for 30 days since projections are that happening in March. $3,600 for every munchkin.
For every munchkin under the age of 6, and $3,000 for every child under the age of 18. And they hope to get this going. If they pass this law, it would go into effect and start cutting checks in July on a monthly basis. So basically, it sends you a monthly deposit.
That buys a lot of Barbie toy cars and whatnot for the kids, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does. But hey, it's stimulus. So you can't argue with that.
Yeah, at least not it being stimulus, I can't argue about. But who was it, Ben Franklin, that once said, boy, this democracy thing's going to work fine until we can figure out that we can vote ourselves money out of the public till? Was that
Yeah,
Ben Franklin?
exactly. I don't remember who it was, but it's definitely we're seeing that be the case right now. So, but so we'll see how that plays into the marketplace. But we do have earnings. You're right. It is, we are knee deep in earnings season. And so I want to talk about some gaming companies first.
Yeah.
We have Take-Two Interactive. They did well. They beat the forecast in sales and in earnings per share. They actually raised their annual sales target. They've seen strong demand, obviously people at home from the NBA 2000 and the Grand Theft Auto, which they've had for a while. But their stock's under pressure today because they haven't announced any new games. Nothing in the pipeline. It's kind of like a drug company. They want you to have something in the pipeline. So they're trading down almost 5% this morning.
Whoa, no matter how big the product you did last year was, you got to have something new this year, especially in a business with an attention span of a gnat, right?
Exactly. And so that I found that kind of interesting. While we're talking about gaming companies, let's talk about Electronic Arts, EA. They're another video game publisher. Now, they did not come out with earnings, but they're buying somebody. They are buying the mobile game developer called GLU Mobile. I happen to be familiar with this because it's just one of the companies that I personally bought. It was a gamble when I did it, but I was definitely surprised to see that they're getting bought out by EA. So I'm not sure they're winning from that standpoint. They're not real fans right now, down about 1/3%.
Electronic Arts is kind of it's almost the smokestack industry of the gaming industry these days. So they're probably smart to buy some new hot product.
Probably so. And of course, Glue Mobile, they're benefiting substantially, up about 30% this morning.
So you're a happy camper, anyway.
I'm a happy camper. Yeah, exactly. It's nice. Hey, it's nice to get a winner every now and then.
Absolutely. And especially when it's one that you kind of take a flyer on too, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So, hey, we do have a couple other ones coming out. We've got, I always get this name wrong, but Coty, whatever, the cosmetic company.
Yeah. We'll have to ask our wives how to pronounce it. I think it's Coty, but
they came in at about 10 cents ahead of estimates. Revenue was in line with what they expected. So that was good from that standpoint. They did see kind of a dent in their demand because of the pandemic, and so that's been an issue. They're down about 3% this morning.
Don't wear as much makeup when you're on Zoom, I guess.
Well, that's true. You can back up from the camera. You don't even have to have a video camera on you, right? So
that's why God made filters.
That's right, exactly. So the other one we have is Chegg. Now, Chegg, that name's probably not familiar, but they are big in education technology. So a lot of the schools that are using virtual type stuff, they're using Chegg's platform. So they beat by 6 cents a share. Came in at 55 cents a share. Their revenue also top forecast. They raised their guidance for 2021. So a lot of good things there for them, and they're trading up a little over 5% this morning. Actually, they'll open at a new 52-week high.
Cool.
Now this is a household name, DuPont.
Yes.
DuPont came in at 95 cents a share, 6 cents ahead of what everybody expected. Their revenue also above forecast. They do, and I guess I didn't realize this, but they do a lot in smartphone materials. So they produce a lot of the materials that are used in smartphones, and so that was helped them this quarter. They're basically flat today, though. They're up less than 1/10%.
Yeah, I didn't know they had anything to do with the smartphones. And I will admit, when I say DuPont, I go back to my Vietnam War protest days, and all I can think of is Agent Orange and the defoliants from over there. But I know they make a running ton of stuff.
Yeah, they do. So, hey, the last one I have for you is Haynes Brands.
Yes.
They're the ones that make the apparel, underwear, that kind of stuff. But they have a brand called Champion Brand. It's more than an athletic type wear, and it's really done well globally. This last quarter, they beat estimates by 9 cents a share. Obviously, their innerwear here in the U.S. has been good. Now they are developing and working on a European version of innerwear business, and so that's been kind of a good thing for them. They're trading up almost 4.5% this morning.
Cool. So proud to wear that brand. That must be why it's riding up this morning.
There you go. Just because of you.
That's got to be it. Either that or just my never mind. I was going to say something about my jeans being too tight. Resetting the table for the morning. Yesterday was an up day, record day on the Dow. We started at 31,385. Record day on the S&P. We started at 3915. 4,000 Standard & Poor's is within sight. NASDAQ is at 13,987, which means a hiccup could put it over 14,000. 45 minutes before we open, Philip, we kind of mentioned profit-taking day, but it doesn't look like it's precipitous, does it?
No, it's actually improved a little bit. Still in the red this morning, but a little better than when you and I first went on the air. So we got the Dow right now down less than 0.2%. We've got the S&P 500 down 0.15, and NASDAQ's the same place, about 0.15. So not a big, red day. Actually, I'd call it kind of pinkish right now as we get ready to open up today. On the commodity side, we've got gold and silver trading up. Silver's up about 0.5%, gold up 0.75%. We got to get feeling a little bit better about crude oil. It's finally taking a little turn to the south. It's down 0.33%, still higher than what you and I would like it to be at $57.77 a barrel.
Yeah, it kind of looks a little bit like where I was yesterday morning at this time. I got to make note of the fact that the premium stuff, the Brent crude, has been holding over 60 for about 48 hours now, and that's kind of a scary thought.
Yeah, I'd really like it to get a little closer to that 55 number.
And make me feel happy as well. Overseas markets, by and large, the Asian Rim market was kind of in party time off of our close yesterday. They were all the way up. Europe is kind of following our profit-taking mold. They're just a little bit either side of the zero mark halfway through their day. We've been talking about, we even talked about one of the flyers that you took at one point or another, Philip. That's wise at some points in life. It's not so smart in other times in life, and that takes a neutral pair of eyes to give advice. How do I find you to make sure my retirement portfolio is where it should be?
David, give us a call at 863-382-0037. Let me throw this out there. I know I talk about risk a lot on the show, but let me divert just a minute, Dave, as we close out. It's a great time to look at tax avenues. I mean, with the change of administration, there's a great chance that taxes are going to go up. I know they're throwing a lot of money at us right now, but is it time for you to look at Roth conversions? Are there other things that you may be needing to take advantage of right now? And that's an area that we look at here at Statler Financial. Would love to sit down with you to go through that. And then join us this weekend where we talk about some of those things on the radio. That's 6 a.m. and noon on Saturday, 10 a.m. Sunday morning on Highlands News Talk 730.
And back again here tomorrow morning on Light FM to see how the day turns out. We look like we're approaching the zero mark as the time goes on, so it might not be a profit-taking day at the end, huh?
It may not be. You never know until the end of the day, right?
Absolutely. Philip, thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, sounds good, man.
Take care. It's 105.7 Light FM and Statler Financial Services. Phillip Statler. Wedding.
Hey, folks, again, I want to thank you for joining us today. It's great to be back with you. I hope that your week is going well. Again, taxes, where are they going to be 2 years from now or even a year from now, folks? It's a great opportunity to look at whether or not a tax strategy may work better for you right now, given that tax rates are so low. Give us a call and let's just take a look at that for you and see if that may make sense to do some Roth conversions. 863-382-0037. Hey, have a great day. I look forward to speaking to you again tomorrow. Take care.